Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class. That is English for grade 2. We are learning Unit 8. Its title is Road Safety Rules. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation, and worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is, or modify it for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear students, today under the title of Language Focus, we are going to learn three sounds of S, Z, and is. This can also be sound of S. So before this, we have already practiced sounds of letters. There can be ending sounds, initial sounds. So we are familiar that every letter in a word has a sound. It can be first sound, the initial sound, the final sound, etc. Right? Do you remember this concept? I hope yes. If not, you may watch this video lecture again. And we are going to practice further to differentiate between words ending with S. Right? Now, these words end with letter S, and it can have sounds as S, Z, and is. This is our today's SLO. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran, Surah Al-An'am, verse 33. We certainly know that what they say grieves you, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is not your honesty they question, it is Allah's science that the wrongdoers deny. Yes, my dear students, beta, what this beautiful verse is telling us. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught to our beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he taught to us. So our beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's preachings are exactly according to Allah's commands. That's why to follow Quran, to follow sunnahs of our beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is our duty, right? So our beloved Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sometime people used to hurt him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is consoling him. Don't be upset. Whatever they say, you should not be upset for that. Okay. So beta, the other message is when we are working according to commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we should not be upset with people. What do they say? How are you wearing? Why you go to masjid? No, we should not be upset. We go to masjid because this is command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? We are learning how to recite Quran because this is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right. Okay, now my dear students, better look at this word. It is starting with S and ending with S. And how do we say it? Science. Now, this letter in a same word have two sounds. Science, right? How do we find it? When it will be S and when it will be Z. How to find it? This is what we are going to learn today. And before that, you tell me, what is the initial sound of a word and what is the ending sound of a word? We have learnt about it in grade 1. So pause the video, answer these questions to your teacher and then come back. Yes, my dear students, I hope you remember that initial sound means the first sound. When we say a word, the initial sound is the first or beginning sound that you can hear when you say any word. For example, if you say this word, father, father. So what is the initial sound? This is the initial sound. And if you say word mother, mother. So what is the initial sound? And once again, we know every letter in this word has a sound. So the first sound is known as initial sound. And what is final sound then? The final sound is the last or ending sound that you can hear when you say any word. For example, when you say daughter, daughter. Now this is ending on R sound. And when you say sun, sun, it is ending on noon sound. Okay? It means, once again, every letter has a sound. And today our focus are the words which has ending sound of letter S. Okay? So letter S, when it comes at the end of a word, can have three sounds. You will not you will just see the letter S and say S. It can be S, Z, and is. How we will differentiate why this sound changes, it depends upon the sound which is coming before S. Before this letter, if you find the ending sound is voiceless, and I have taught you what does voiceless sound mean. Beta, there are few sounds, when you say them, you place your two fingers over here at your vocal cord in the front of your neck. When you say these sounds, you don't feel any vibration. For example, if you say p, p, t, k, f, these are voiceless sounds because we pronounce these sounds from mouth and we don't feel vibration in our throat or vocal cord, right? So these are voiceless sounds, and if before letter S there is a voiceless sound, you will pronounce this final S as S. For example, hats, hats. Why? Because before S, this letter T has a voiceless sound. Hats, bats, maps. See? The sound before S is voiceless, so this last sound of S will be S. Hats, caps, cups, maps, right? This is how we practice it. In second case, if before S you find a voiced sound, and how do we find it? When you say this sound, place your hands, place your two fingers in the front of your neck and say this sound. B, b, d, g. Now, when you say these sounds, you feel vibration. These are voiced sounds. And if you find a voiced sound before S, you will pronounce this S as Z. Crabs, crabs. Why? Because B has a voiced sound. Fans, chairs, right? So this as the ending sound is Z here. It will pronounce at Z. Fans, crabs, chairs, right? Now in the third case, there are hissing sound as well. Okay, and what does hissing sound? They say the way the buzz of is bzz. These are known as hissing sound, and its examples are s, z, sh, sh, and j, j. If before S you find any sound out of these sounds, you will pronounce this as is. For example, changes. Why? Because this J sound is there before S. Changes. Okay? Buses, brushes. This is how before sound, if there is a hissing sound, you will pronounce it as is. Changes, brushes, watches. Okay? All right. So this is how we differentiate between these three sounds. Let's practice it through an activity. Now, this activity will be performed on board. What teacher is going to do, tell them about the different sounds. As I told them, you can give them more examples and then ask them to find more plural naming words that end with s and is sound. For example, teacher can give this word bank to students on board and they will keep saying the word and telling you why this sound is or z or is. Okay, teacher, you may take the same word bank or you can have more words, but make sure every child is going to pronounce it and every child should be clear with the concept of these sounds. So pause the video, enjoy the activity and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. Now it's time for your homework. Here is another word bank. Let's do a practice. This is your classwork. All of you open your books, and there is question number 2. These words are given in your book. You will say the word, find the sound of this letter, and write it in the column where it belongs to. Okay, so all of you pause the video, complete this task in your books, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. Now you see, let's tell it with me. Beliefs. Have you written it in column? Okay. Next is paragraphs. Now, beta, you see, because before there is sound and it's voiceless, that's why it's coming here, right? Okay. The next is addresses. It's is sound because before s it's hissing sound. Carpets, bags, goods, voiced sound, so it will be pronounced as bridges, puffs, sizes, life changes, months, and prices and answers. Have you written the word in the right column? Good job. You are smart. Now I'm going to give you watches. Yes, there is another word, watches. This was the last one. It's time for your homework. You will write 10 words which end with the sound, and then you have to write them in the relevant column as z or is. And here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. This worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly provide a printed worksheet to students for practice. And once again, students, here we have given you a paragraph which has many sounds of z and is. You have to find the word and write it in the relevant column for its sound. So, what we have learned today? We learned to identify, pronounce, and differentiate the ending sound of S as S, Z, and is. So we achieved our SLO to differentiate between words ending with S, Z, and is sound. Are we done with it? Yes, and we thoroughly enjoyed doing it, right? So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till the time, keep learning and take very good care of yourself. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.